Hey friends, I'm Abigail.
And I'm Cassidy, and this is 10 to Thrive.
We're here to talk through all the seasons of life.
From the messy and mundane to the meaningful, where God meets us where we are.
We're all about applying God's Word to real life and growing as women of God together.
Let's thrive in His goodness for His glory. Welcome back, you guys. Today I'm going to be chatting with Abigail. She's going to walk us through some episode about how our seasons are kind of shifting and maybe even getting back to school. And there's some good tips and tricks of how to have a good, successful year with being busy and things are changing.
Yeah, I mean, really, as we're recording this episode, we are the week right before Labor Day, or the week of Labor Day, I guess. So.
Right.
On Tuesday, most people are going back to school, and so with that, I was just thinking about the chaos, right? And Cassidy, are you doing school with any of your boys, or are they all too little?
Yeah, so Tucker is 4 now, so he's going to be doing preschool, and we're going to be homeschooling and figuring that out for the first time.
How do you feel about that?
I'm really excited because he loves to learn, and so I'm looking forward to having forced time with him, to actually sit down and give us something to do.
Structured,
summer has been
intentional,
all over the place. So yeah, I'm looking for structure. That's the right word. But yeah, a lot of it comes with I hope I'm going to do this right and not screw it up. But it'll be fine. It'll be good.
So, I mean, with that, though, it can feel like, oh no, how do I get this time in, or how do I make sure? And there's going to be days that indubiously end up, missing, or you don't get the time to sit down, and that can feel chaotic. And, as we go through life, it feels busier and busier, and you might be thinking right now, oh, we just came out of summer, and maybe it was a calm summer. Probably most people in the world right now are like, oh, summer was wild. We didn't stop traveling, or we didn't stop doing this or that. So as we get into this episode, I want to think about, okay, how can we get a little bit of control back into this fall season, which naturally does kick us off into more work or more busyness. So this is going to be a pretty practical episode. We're not going to go super, crazy here. Just some practical things to think about and to hopefully help you manage what might feel like a very chaotic season.
Right. Kind of like a reset.
Yeah, a little bit of a reset and a little bit of let's just get a bit prepared. So this is my first year in quite a few years that I'm not going back to teaching. And so it's like, oh, wow, I don't.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't have in-service, and, Tuesday morning I'm not going to be going to a classroom full of kids, which is bittersweet. I definitely feel a little bit sad. However, I am going into coaching, and so I'm working at my parents' in the morning, and then I go straight from there to coaching.
Is this volleyball?
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
So
Girls
jealous.
volleyball season. Woo-hoo. So it's exciting, but it is busy. And I'm reminding myself that I need to have a little bit of a plan. So a few things. For those of you who have gardens, do you have we talked about this. You didn't do one this year. That's right, because we were thinking about the possibility of
I might
moving.
move, and I might have to leave my veggies behind. So yeah, not with the rest of it.
So right now is when harvest is happening, and if you're going back to school or if you're going back to work and chaos, a couple fun ideas. All right, zucchinis are coming out of everybody's ears. If you're at church, you're locking your cars because otherwise people are leaving.
Toss a whole bag of zucchinis in.
People are leaving zucchinis in your car. And so a few things that I love to do is I will go ahead and just batch shred them. I did this the other day, and I made a ton of zucchini muffins, and I have extra shredded zucchini in my fridge right now. But then it's really easy, because the biggest thing that keeps me from making zucchini muffins is I hate shredding zucchini.
So did you shred it by hand, on a little cheese grater thing? Or?
I have one of those medallion ones, but yes.
Yeah, it's still by hand.
Yes,
it's not
by hand.
Any
a food processor
KitchenAid
or something. Yeah.
hack, none of that.
No.
I don't know of any good hacks either.
It's worth investing in for sure. I think that you could do it with a food processor pretty quickly, but that's not what I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. So do you squeeze any water out of them?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I just put it into a kitchen towel
Yeah.
and squeezed and squeezed. So that's one thing. Another idea is blanching them. Blanching is super easy, especially with zucchinis, and then you freeze it. And that's kind of what I've done in the past. Especially, right, if we're talking about busy season and you're like, I just don't have time to do this right now, get it out of your garden and just do something. Chop it off, rough chop it, blanch it, stick it in your freezer. That process goes really quick. And then you don't have to be guilty about, not taking care of it or whatever. So next comes tomato, and it's the same thing. You might have tomatoes coming out of your ear. People are giving you tomatoes. If you are not a good canner, or you don't know how to can, or you don't have time to can, and that was my case. Right now we have a lot of tomatoes, and I was like, I don't have time. You can just freeze tomatoes, which is great. You don't
just toss them in the freezer. Like, you don't need a bag.
Yeah. You literally don't need to do anything with them. You don't have to blanch them. I did go ahead, and some of them I kept whole, and then some of them I chopped up. It's wonderful. Cucumbers, same thing. Unfortunately, we don't cook cucumbers. You can't freeze cucumbers. Those are a lot harder to get right. But if you just wrap them in saran wrap, that does tend to really help them last quite a bit longer. And then herbs, don't let your herbs go to waste or go to seed. You can keep picking them. So even if you take a little bit and just bring them into your house so that they don't freeze, or dry them.
I love all these tips. These are great.
So those are some garden tips for, right now you are going into chaos. The kids are all going back to school. Whatever your life might look like, you may not have the same time that you did during the summer. So some quick tips there. Our next section that we're going to go into is house maintenance. And anybody who has ever lived with me knows that I am not the tidy, clean freak.
It's fun.
But
we
these
can
are,
compliment each other with this then.
yes, Cassidy and I can help each other. But these things are things that I have started to adopt because I'm not great at doing it. And so I need all of the tips that I can get. So clean one room at a time. If you're in that room, go ahead and clean it. The 60-second rule, this one is probably the most helpful rule for me, is if it takes less than 60 seconds, do it right now.
Right.
I could leave my shoes at the door, or I could take 25 seconds and move them out of the way and put them away.
Yeah.
So that one is super, super helpful. We're going to get into a couple of ones that might be a little
triggering.
Yes, a little triggering, a little controversial here. So one is clean the shower while showering. I like that tip. Cassidy does not.
Gives me ick.
Yeah.
But it's very practical though. Do
Yeah.
it before you clean yourself, and then ta-da,
Yep, clean shower.
everything's clean.
Exactly.
Makes
And
sense.
then clean the sink while brushing your teeth. This might be another one that totally grosses people out, but again, just stick the toothbrush in your mouth.
And just wipe down the sink with the other hand.
Yeah. Yep. Left hand brushing your teeth, right hand
No.
cleaning, or vice versa.
See, the sink wouldn't get clean enough, and then everything would fall apart.
But at
Drop my
least
toothbrush.
you've started the process, Cassidy, okay? That's all that some of us need, is to start the process.
Takes too long to brush your teeth, and then you're drooling.
And then you're making it even messier.
That one's not for me.
Controversial, but hey, these are tips, guys.
Yes.
Take it or leave it. Another house maintenance thing is be prepared for surprise visitors. Whenever Trevor and I first got married, we were living at his parents' house, and sometimes his parents would have to come by to get something. So during that time, they moved out.
Okay.
And we moved in. It was kind of a weird thing, but they occasionally would stop by, and would occasionally stop by without warning. And so I failed at this, by the way, but I would try to have the house in a way so okay, if my in-laws stop in, the house is going to be clean.
Right.
I failed at that. But it was the mindset, okay?
Right.
It tricked my brain into being like, oh, we need to be cleaning. And I try to do that now as well, where it's like, okay, if somebody were to spontaneously stop in, would I be so embarrassed, or is my house okay that I wouldn't have to worry about it?
Right.
And that's something that I try to have a mindset practice. Another thing that I'll do to trick myself into cleaning is invite people over, because then I have to deep clean the house.
Full house.
Yep.
To give a little tip about like to be prepared at like any moment to have like a walkable house, like that you wouldn't mind having someone in. Something that my mom started doing, like she was a teacher, so like she was really busy like that, so it was
Yes.
hard to clean the house too. She started a system that every Mondays is like you can make it whatever works for you.
Sure.
But like just an example of this. So like Mondays is always making sure that the countertops are clear and reset. Tuesdays is always bathroom day. So like
Yeah.
when you get home, everyone's cleaning the bathrooms.
Yep.
Okay. Like Wednesdays, grocery day. Like you're gonna prep your veggies when you get home. You're gonna like make sure everything gets put away. Okay, Thursday is like laundry day. Like every laundry is going away today.
Yeah.
Like whether we like it or not, it's happening. And so it's just like giving a day, like you have it on your fridge that you know that every Monday is this. So it's
Yeah.
like one big job that you need done in your house.
Which
So
is
it's
great.
like, all right, what if I skip a day? Well, you can make up on the weekend and
Right.
do it when it makes sense before it comes up again and it's double. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
but
which
that
is
keeps
great.
everything kind of in check.
And it means that you actually can do things on Saturday, because I do think that oftentimes otherwise, right, we push everything to Saturday,
Yeah.
and we've neglected our house all week, speaking from experience.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's like, it's terrible. So that's a really nice way to really distribute the needs of your house.
Like even with like a bunch of toddler toys like all over the house, there's like one day a week that I'll choose. Like in my season, it's not always the same, but at least once a week, all of the toys get put away, everything.
right.
Like so I can vacuum the whole floor decently and it gets washed. Like that's one of my days that it's gonna happen, and you just
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything else today but the floors. Like that's my mission. Like
Right.
and
So-
usually it's easier to get done than saying like I have to do dishes and laundry and the floor, and
Yes.
so maybe that helps break it down a little bit.
Yeah, so especially if you're listening and you are a working woman, these are things, if you haven't already implemented and you haven't already mastered all of them, hopefully these are some really good, helpful tips. So the next big one is meal prepping. And these are like simple meal prep ideas. So first one, if you buy a family pack of meat and you're not going to use it all in one sitting, so if there's only 2 of you or 4 of you, whatever, then you can just go ahead and process all of it. So a lot of times those chicken breast packs, there's like 6 chicken breasts, and you might only need to use 2. Rather than putting the other 4 straight into the freezer, go ahead and dice them up then. Or I like to do a couple different things where I'll dice some, I'll slice some, and I'll marinate some.
See, I've never thought about dicing my chicken before I freeze it because it's such a pain to cut after defroster when it's frozen.
More and more, I've started doing that.
Nice.
And then it also helps so that it's not all stuck together. Because,
Right.
then you have this big chunk of like 5 chicken breasts, and you're like, but I only need 1.
Yeah, I try to freeze them in 2s at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, good tip.
My next prep, which is hand in hand, is do meat marinades. So some people like to do like freezer meals, other people don't. You might not want to do the entire meal, but if you at least marinate the meat ahead of time, and then you can go into your freezer when you only have 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, or the night before, grab that marinated steak or the marinated chicken strips, and then you'll have that step done for whenever you're ready to have the meal.
So good.
So super great time saver there. Cassidy alluded this already, which is prep your fresh vegetables, and this can help with not letting your veggies go to waste. I know for me personally, I love having vegetables in all of my meals, but the one thing that keeps me from putting those vegetables in the meal is if I feel like I don't have enough time and it's like it takes too much time to cut up all this broccoli or to clean it and cut it up or whatever it may be. So go ahead whenever you get home, or if you're gonna cut up some of it, cut up all of it, put it in a bag. It's still gonna last just as well. And then it's so much faster to just go ahead and spill out the amount that you need for each meal.
Right.
So broccoli, cauliflower, onions. If you do onions, what you can do is you can soak them in water, and that helps to take out some of how strong it is. And then you want to put it into a glass container or a Tupperware. If you just put it in a Ziploc bag, the whole fridge smells.
Right.
I did that last week. My husband opened up the fridge and he was like, "What is that smell?" And I walked into the room and the whole room smelled of onions. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to take care of that." Make a large salad that can be used over a couple of days. Same thing. I like to eat salad, but if it's not already made, man,
it's not happening.
Yeah, it's like I don't feel like going in and cutting it up, especially because my husband does not like salad, so then I'm the only one eating it.
Right.
And it feels like such a waste to make a salad for one person.
I found these round containers that are like to-go containers at like Walmart, and they were the perfect size for a salad, so they weren't like super expensive. But yeah, like you can split up your prepped salad into like 4 different containers in your set.
Right, and then it's already made, and you're like, oh, a fresh salad. Let me eat
Just
that.
for me.
Yes. So, those types of little things to help your brain. If you're making a casserole, it's so easy to double it. Put it in your freezer, save it for a day that you don't feel like cooking. This may be another really hot topic here, but you can freeze your rice or your pasta, and then it's already there.
So you cook the rice, cook the pasta, you drain it.
Yep.
And you put it in a Ziploc.
Yep.
And you freeze it. And then you can just like microwave
Thaw
it
it out. Yeah. It's so easy. And again, it only takes 15 minutes to make rice or to make pasta.
Right.
But that 15 minutes, let me tell you.
See, like even when you have extra noodles from like spaghetti night.
Yes.
Or, like I use like the not spaghetti noodles. I don't like spaghetti noodles. But like I wouldn't freeze spaghetti noodles, I don't think. Would you freeze spaghetti noodles?
I've frozen spaghetti noodles.
This is so cool.
Just add in, if you're doing it with pasta, add in oil. With rice, you don't have to worry about it. But with noodles, yes.
So like you have like a personal size leftover noodles and you could freeze them.
Yeah.
And have them for when you have extra sauce.
Right, exactly. Anything like that.
I know that's a me problem probably. But okay. Yeah, what's next?
Make extra batter for muffins, pancakes, or waffles. And then same thing midweek. If you're working or whatever, then you can just make a really quick batch.
So like you keep it in the fridge? There's so many things I haven't heard of before.
Keep it in the fridge. And this is also a good camping one too. If you're going camping, just make your batter ahead of time and then bring it with you.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these things are life-changing. And then depending on what kind of home you come from, you might be a home where you're like, oh, we only buy our food from the store or the freezer aisle. Or you might be an ingredient household. I grew up in more of an ingredient household, and so I try to be that way. And so I went ahead, and whenever we got married, I made an agreement with myself that, okay, every time that I go shopping, I will allow myself to get, or maybe not every time, but in general, I will allow myself to have at least one freezer aisle meal that's easy to go to. Not more than that, but I'm going to give myself that little buffer.
Keeps you from fast food or something.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're still eating in cheaper.
Yep, it's still cheaper than eating out, but also, you're not only ever eating those freezer meals. Like, it's important to get good stuff into your system too.
Right.
Okay, so next we're gonna go into our next morning prep. So again, if you need to get up early to go to work, these are some things to help make your life a little less chaotic. Set out clothes the night before. Set the delay brew for your coffee maker. I live on this. Make your coffee the night before. prep your lunch or breakfast. If I'm ever late for work, it's always because of food. It's always because I did not prep my food the night before and I'm like trying to quick make breakfast and make lunch. I'm always late because of food. And then this one, in the morning, if you're getting up and you're taking your baby with you or whatever it is, move the baby straight from the crib to the car seat and then nurse after arrival. I like to do this for going to church too, because then we can at least get to church on time, whatever it may be, and my husband can go and do what he needs to do.
Can handle a screaming baby for 20 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. So now these are some of our kind of lifelong learner things. You might not be going back to school, you might not be the student here, but I would encourage you to keep investing in your education, keep being productive with your time. Some ideas here: you can audit a class for free. So you can go through Veritas or vbc.edu. You could go through Maranatha, mbu.edu. You can do hillsdale.edu. So those are some different ideas. You could do...
Never heard of this before.
Yeah, Faith Baptist College.
So like
thing.
you just like hop in on a random class?
Yep.
Did you say it was free?
Yeah, it's free. You don't get college credit for it. But yes, you could literally pick out any subject that you are interested in and you get to be a part of that class minus the degree or the credit.
So it's obviously just for online classes. Great. That
I mean, you probably could do in person as well if you lived next to a local college or a tech school.
So interesting. So like if I wanted to take a photography class, I could hop in on a class that they're doing that semester, if they're offering it?
Yes, if they're offering it.
That's so cool.
Yep. So most colleges and tech schools, they go ahead and they offer this, where you can audit a class, you can get all the same education and information, but you're not buying the credit, so then it's free. So yeah, like, lifelong learning.
You probably have to buy your textbook if you want, to follow along.
Yeah.
Do you have to do the quizzes and stuff, or like
only
they don't
if you
care?
want to? Yeah, only if you want to. Again, if you're auditing it, the teacher, there's a good chance that the teacher won't grade it, but then again, maybe they will. So yeah, something really cool, and especially if you're looking for like Bible classes or English classes or whatever it is, and you just want to sharpen, go for it. And then a few last thoughts here. Remember that in the chaos, you don't need to do everything. You can say no to things. I have a particular gym membership with various classes that I go to, and this morning I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I do not have time for that. I did, but it would have made my day a lot more stressful and a lot more just back to back to back. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to take time to breathe this morning. And it's okay. You can do that. Plan intentional downtime. Hold your plans loosely and allow for some spontaneous fun. You know, you don't need to be a taskmaster with your life. It's okay to let some things go and just live.
I needed to hear that. Thank you.
And then just some scripture to finish up here. Or do you have any thoughts on that initial thing? Okay. So Ephesians 5:16 says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. This idea of be productive with your time. Colossians 4:5-6, walk in wisdom toward them that are without or without the body, redeeming the time. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. That's Psalm 90 verse 12. And there's a number of other ones. You could literally look up Bible verses on time. And just thinking about how can we make the most out of our time so that we're not constantly living in chaos or living in this state of stress, but truly setting ourselves up for success and allowing our lives to be productive and not just busy.
Great. Yeah, good tips for today. Yeah, with that, we'll see you guys next time.
right, thanks for joining us. Bye.